What's up, everybody? Kyle Murray from FTN Daily back again with the Prize Picks Prop Show. It is Friday, so we have four picks for you guys today. I might touch on a couple of other ones. That way you can round out with 5 or 6 leg, 6 pick flex plays over at Prize Picks. But if you are a new user at Prize Picks, head over there, use code FTN right there. Get yourself a 100% match up to $100. Great way to get a bankroll going on over there. It's NBA season. Obviously, not necessarily the most fun of NBA season, in my humble opinion, with some weird things going on with rotations and stuff like that. And we'll talk about that a little bit with the first pick. But let's get into some of my plays here. Let's talk pick number one, Cameron Johnson over 16 and a half, not 16.6. That is a typo. Apologies. 16 and a half points. And like I mentioned, some weird things going on in the NBA right now. And let's start off with the Brooklyn Nets. They gave kind of a rest night to Spencer Dinwiddie. They ruled Cam Johnson out last night, and then they obviously also had Nick Claxton out. They said that they were going to kind of give McCall Bridges a little bit of a break. They had their starting five. Then that starting five did not start in the second half. So very weird kind of foundation there for the Nets last night. And you're going to see that a lot over the course of the season. I guess the remainder of the season with some teams, but in terms of the Nets, I don't think that they're one of those teams that are looking to lose games, looking to tank right now. They're still in the playoff race here. They're still probably going to make the playoffs. So I wouldn't really consider that to be something that I'm worried about. I do think it's important to keep in mind who you're betting on over the next couple of weeks here, because there's going to be a lot of teams with a lot of reasons to lose games. So you're definitely going to want to keep an eye out on that. But again, the Nets, I don't think that they're in that boat. So Cam Johnson, I think now that we're going to see all these guys return, I do think last night was just simply a rest night, simply a night to, kind of get everything back on track here. Dinwiddie had the night off. Claxton didn't play. Cam Johnson had the night off. I think all these guys play tonight. And if all of them are playing, I do think that they are going to kind of play their full workload. I have Cam Johnson playing 31 and a half minutes tonight. I have him scoring over 21 points. And he had a couple of bad games, but in one of them, he got hurt and didn't return. He only played like 20 minutes. And then the other one, just a bad game is going to happen, especially for a guy that does kind of rely on his 3-point shot. But prior to that, he was putting up some really solid performances since being traded to the Nets. He had 4 straight games with at least 19 points. This is a really good matchup for him. Timberwolves are 25th in 3-point percentage allowed and 23rd in 3-pointers allowed. And that's obviously where Cam Johnson is going to do a lot of his damage. So pick number one, Cam Johnson over 16 and a half points. Pick number two, let's get on over to a superstar here. Damian Lillard. I mean, this guy, I've just been kind of riding his coattails in terms of betting and DFS and all that good stuff. And we're just going to continue to do so. I get Yusuf Nurkic is back, and Anthony Simons has a chance to return tonight as well. If Anthony Simons returns, I don't see him playing a ton of minutes. I don't see Nurkic playing a ton of minutes. He didn't play a ton of minutes last game. So, sure, like a lot of the appeal the last few games was Dame playing without those two guys, right? And, that is important. Having those guys out was a huge boost. It, put his usage up to like 40%. He's still going to have like a 36% usage rate or something like that. It's going to be very, very high still. And it is a difficult matchup here against the Sixers. But again, I'm of the note that these guys are going to play, but they're going to still be limited. Like, I don't think they're going to be out there playing a ton of minutes here. So Dame can definitely still have a big time game here. I actually on my left screen here, I just got a notification because I had this pick in a slip getting ready to submit it. And the projection on Dame Lillard went up to 33 on PrizePicks. So I guess this line is technically at 33 now. Maybe PrizePicks is watching me as I'm recording this video. Doubt it. But regardless, I still like it at 33. I think that's fine. Again, I do prefer the picks that, when I like them at the half point that's lower. I don't like when they go up. And I typically don't love betting on the numbers that are round numbers unless I think it's a half point too low. But in this situation, Dame Lillard, I have him projected for 36.8 points tonight. So still feel pretty confident in that. And again, the projection bakes in the difficult matchup, all that stuff. So still really like Dame tonight. Pick number three, Kyle Anderson over 5.5 rebounds. Another guy who's really had some solid production as of late here. He's been a guy that I've just been betting his assists over and over and over again, and it's honestly worked out pretty well. can't complain about it. Last game he only had 2, but he's had like 5+ assists in I think 5 of his last 8 games. So if you wanted to kind of parlay both the rebounds and assists and take that number, you can do that as well. His points line is only at 10.5. You could also just make it a points, rebounds, and assist line. Let me double check where I have his points projection at. I have him projected for 12 points, so you can take that as well. So there's a lot of different ways you can mix in Kyle Anderson. You can also look at his fantasy point score as well. Just for record, I have him projected for about 31 fantasy points, 12 points, 5 assists, and 6.7 rebounds. So, yeah, my model likes Kyle Anderson quite a bit. He's always been a productive player when he gets the time, and he's getting the time now. No Karl Anthony Towns, no D'Angelo Russell. Mike Conley is going to slide in, obviously in the D'Angelo Russell spot, but the usage is just not the same. Like Mike Conley's been getting like a 14-15% usage rate. D'Lo is at like 24%. So a lot of shots and touches opened up, and Kyle Anderson's definitely taking advantage of those. But the official play here is over 5.5 rebounds. This is just a great rebounding spot. The Sixers team, you probably wouldn't think it because they have Joel Embiid, but they've been one of the worst rebounding teams in basketball. It's been pretty. Sorry, the Brooklyn Nets team has been one of the worst rebounding teams in basketball, despite Nick Claxton, all that stuff. And when you think about the matchup here in this spot, 26th in rebounds allowed, 26th in offensive rebounds allowed, 21st in defensive rebounds allowed. So just really this Brooklyn Nets team really struggling to rebound the ball. So that's obviously going to impact the projections in a positive way for Kyle Anderson in that matchup against the Nets. So, yeah, Kyle Anderson over 5.5 rebounds is the play. Like I mentioned, I have him for 6.7 rebounds tonight in my model. So that's pick number 4. Sorry, pick number 3. On to pick number 4. Jakob Poeltl over 11.5 rebounds plus assists here. Now, Jakob Poeltl, since he's been traded over here to his former team, Toronto, the minutes have been pretty solid, especially since he's kind of cracked into the starting lineup. And the thing here is he's actually been pretty impactful on the offensive end, not just scoring. Like he's been scoring pretty well. He's also been passing and assisting pretty well. Also, since being traded, he has at least 3 assists in 4 of those games. He's got 4+ assists in 3 games. So he's done pretty well in terms of creating offensive opportunities for teammates as well. Not expecting him to go out there and dish 6, 7, 8 assists, but if he can rack up 3 or 4, it's really going to help this number. And obviously, he has the upside to just go over this number on rebounds alone, right? Like 11.5 rebounds. He could easily have 12 rebounds, and you don't even blink. My model has him for just shy of 11 rebounds and just shy of 3 assists. So really like this number. When you look at some of the matchup stats in terms of rebounds, the Lakers have been pretty bad on the glass. Even though again they have Anthony Davis, still pretty bad on the rebounding front. 27th in rebounds allowed, 25th in offensive rebounds allowed, and 28th in defensive rebounds allowed. So I think it's a spot where Jakob Poeltl can take advantage of that as well. So those are the 4 picks. Just to recap, we have Cam Johnson over 16.5 points, Dame Lillard over 32.5 points, Kyle Anderson over 5.5 rebounds, and finally Jakob Poeltl over 11.5 rebounds plus assists. But that is going to do it for me. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. We will see you guys next time. And as always, good luck, everybody.